Okay, sorry about that. But like I said, we find, sorry about that, probably one or two, three parts here. But anyway, anyway, as I was saying, the biker mice kind of flashback and tell Charlie of how they dealt with a similar situation back on Mars. A situation that gave them some of the abilities. Like, for instance, gave Vinny his mask, gave Moto his arm, his cybernetic arm, and gave Throttle his glasses. And we get a better idea of why Throttle's got the glasses, because he can't see well without them. Now, another thing as well is that we're also introduced to another character throughout all this, and that is Harley. Harley happens to be the Martian mouse version, I guess you can say, of Charlie. And she is sort of like Charlie in every way almost. She's a mechanic, she builds things for the mice to use, and she's always there to attend to the wounds. And we also get an idea, we also are given sort of a hint that there's something between her and Vinny. Sort of like there's something between Charlie and Vinny. Big coincidence, huh? Well, anyway, long story short, in this flashback, the biker mice basically tell Charlie how they were able to take out the first Tug Transformer, but in the process they ended up losing Harley thanks to a spy in the ranks who basically at the end captured Harley and teleported her away. Or so we think. And that basically ended Biker Mice from Mars, the original series. But then we get into the revival, and like I said, it's sort of a continuation. Basically what has happened is that the Biker Mice apparently have defeated Limburger, are back on Mars, and all the characters that we were introduced to throughout the second and third seasons have more screen time and more importance to the series. Now, the series is a little bit more darker, and that's really about it. The series is a little bit more darker, and that's about it. It's a little bit more deep, too. Now, it does have, so far, 27 or 28, episodes. And the last episode is actually a rock opera, believe it or not, the first ever animated television rock opera. And get this, it also sees the return of Harley in the last episode. Now, not to give much away, but basically Harley has a different look. What happened is we see in a flashback, like I said, not to give much away, she's teleported back with Mace, who was the spy in the ranks of the biker mice, and there's a big explosion, and she ends up her face ends up getting scarred. Now what happens is she also notices the mice are leaving without her. They don't come to look for her, and she ends up getting mad and upset. So basically she uses this anger she has towards them as sort of vengeance. And she ends up donning a new outfit and everything, sort of looking like a bondage kind of person, leather and lace kind of person. And she sort of now sides with the rats. And we also get a better understanding of why the rats are who they are, because they also want to save Mars and bring it back to life. But basically, in the end, and like I say, not to give much away, Harley does come to her senses. But how does this happen? Well, you're just going to have to see the episode for yourself. The episode is known as Turf Wars, and it's the last episode of the new series so far. But like I said, she does come back to her senses and realizes what she has been doing is wrong. And that it was not the biker mice's fault that she was left behind. And that's about it. Like I say, not to give much away. Hey, again, if you haven't seen the new series, you got to check it out. You got to see what I mean. And I hope you enjoyed this two-parter of Cartoon Flashback, episode 15 on Biker Mice from Mars. If you got any comments, let me know. And now I'm going to go to church, and I'll talk to you all later.